Now the next project is working on the bucket. It's had both end shanks ripped off and half-ass welded back on there. We're gonna re-weld all that. Cut these wear plates off. I bought 2 brand new cutting edges over there. I got those. They were like 86 bucks a piece, so it was a no-brainer to get brand new ones. Since one of them was missing, so we're cutting that off. And then we got to re-weld the bucket back on the other side. Since it was run for quite a while with no cutting edge on there, build that back up and grind it down so that the edge sits on there nice and tight. And then we get to fix this big ass crack in the back of the bucket where somebody put a new bottom in and didn't do a very good job, and it popped loose. So we're going to weld that and see if we can't beat the back out and get it straightened up and put some wear plates. I bought some more flat iron for some wear plates. So. You ready to be knocked off? I'm gonna cut all that bubble gum shit out, put in a new bead. Now we're going to work on this seam right here that's come apart. We're going to come in here and clean this out and take the backhoe and push it back up. Take the corner right there and get it pushed up nice and tight and get it welded back and put a plate over it. So I'm going to take this and push it up, let him tack it on there, and then take the backhoe away, and we're going to try to knock this dent out. Now that we got the seam welded back up, we're cleaned all the dirt out of the gap right here. So we're beating that back with a sledgehammer and tack welding it until we get it back close. And get it all welded up and put a piece of wear strip on it to kind of lock everything back together. So my welder had to leave right before we got everything finished. Well, we still got a few more hours of work. Had to leave a little early to do something. But we got these shanks welded back up a little better than they were. We still got to fix all that. But all that welded back on and over there, and got it where the cutter, we got my new cutter blades on, and got the plate on the back welded back in place. We're going to put a plate right here, and I mean, you just see the Mickey Mouse shit that was on here. They got more splatter than they do weld, so we're going to clean all that up. I mean, they didn't even weld right there. They put a new plate in the bottom of the bucket. They didn't even weld any of it. I mean, you could whack it probably on a good tree stump and knock the bottom out. So we're going to go in there and grind all this crap out, do it right, put a wear strip right here, that way we can weld the back to the side. Like I said, one right here, one up there. We're going to try to get this dent banged out. The metal's pretty thin, so I'm thinking I can bend it out on something. You get a big tree stump or something and bang it out. We're going to put the plate on here first so we don't tear that loose. But I mean, they put this wear plate on here, but they didn't even weld the back side of it. Well, that does no good at all. I mean, Look at that crap. We're gonna take and cut this off, get it all cleaned back up and lined up so that it's actually smooth, and weld that all in place and tie everything back together. So well, once that's done, the old bucket should be good then. So we finally got all the welding done on the bucket. It took between the thumb and the bucket right at 15 hours of welding. She was in pretty rough shape, and it seemed like the more you looked, the more you saw it was wrong. So we got that big plate cut off right there, and we put it back on and got it all welded up. And I mean, there's still a lot of slag on here that he didn't bust off, but he definitely those are definitely some pretty welds. So I'm very pleased with that. No need to sit there and tap all the slag off. It's not like it's a showpiece on the bottom of the bucket. So, but we got all these seams lined, welded back up. They were all cracked off. Right here is where the back of the bucket was peeled back. So we welded that back in and then put it in a big wear strip, and took a lot of time because we had to heat this up, and then because the bucket's bent in, and bang that in with a hammer so that you actually had something to weld to. And we put 2 strips, one on each side. And then I went over there and I cut a tree down, and I took the left the stump sticking up about 4 feet, and I rammed the bucket on that and kind of got that pulled back out some, so it doesn't have quite the dent in the back that it had before. And we welded up the edges, put all new welds down in there, and then we came inside, and like I said, it still got all the slag on it. We didn't bust all that off, but it'd look nice and pretty if you did. And welded up both the inside pieces. I mean, there really was not a whole lot holding the bottom of this bucket in. I mean, I think one good whack and it would have fell off. So we went ahead and put in a piece right there. So that's a nice pretty weld under all that. So there she is, and we had to fix the corners too. They were all ate out and everything, but all that's done, and that's what the thumb looks like folded up. That just kind of sticks up there, and the locking pin goes in there. So 15 hours of work, and the cutter blade bolt kept coming loose, so I just had him tack weld a little knot there on them so that they wouldn't back off. I mean, you got to cut them off the torch anyway. So, well, there she is, ready to go to work.